Hi, everybody, and a very warm welcome to you. Thank you very much for joining today. Thank you, Lucy, for being here. Thank you, April, for joining us in the live chat and for bringing us together. I think we're seeing more than ever before how connected we are. How connected in so many different ways. First of all, I'm just going to check that you can hear me well enough and the sounds are coming through clearly on the special microphone. So please know that if you're here today, you're really important right here, right now. And your presence is important. Because we are in the midst of huge earth changes. You'd have to be really pretty unconscious not to be aware that something is happening globally. And there's nobody on our planet who is unaffected. Whether you've been affected by COVID, and pretty much all of us have in one way or another, whether it's flooding, whether it's fires, the chaos is here to stay for a while. And I guess I've had to really walk my talk. In the last live stream just a few days ago, I suggested that you might want to have a little bag prepared by the door with your most important things in it, just in case you have to leave your home. And blow me down, a couple of days later, the wildfires broke out in Greece. And the smoke was so acrid. I mean, it's still there, but it was really very, very strong and getting worse. And then the electricity went off. You know, we've got 42, 43 degrees here, which is about 115 degrees Fahrenheit. And it was just a clear sign and time to leave, yes, time to go somewhere else. And it's amazing that when you're in an emergency situation, and you know, what am I learning from this and what can I share with you? First of all, you will know what to do in an emergency. Your mind tells you all the things that might happen and gets you all frightened. But actually, when you're in it, as unpleasant as it is, because it is unpleasant, you know what to do. And luckily, I had that bag that I told you about that had my important papers in. And I packed up my computer. And I rang my friend Anastasia and I said, Anastasia, do you have electricity where you are? She said, absolutely, come on in. And so I headed into Athens. So I am going to suggest that you do think about what are the important things that you might need and just put them together in one place. You might be able to put it all on your phone. Great if you can. But it's just good seeing that these changes are going to escalate, chances are, and they're probably going to come in waves, just like we're having waves of COVID, waves of these earth changes. And we're on a new moon today. Yeah, it's the Lion's Gate, it's the new moon energy. And it's the heart energy. Leo is the heart, fire of the heart. And of course, my heart goes deeply out to all the people who've had their homes devastated in Turkey as well. Macedonia, I mean, there's fires all over the place. There's flooding in North Korea. I mean, it's everywhere. Please, if I don't say where you are and what you're experiencing, please forgive me. It's just that it is so widespread. I'm not meaning to miss you out. And it's heart energy. And we've got this new moon energy, and it's very fixed energy. And what I'm seeing is things are not moving in a way. Yeah, they are moving and they're not moving. There's the paradox. We have such a heat wave here, and the heat is not relenting. It's that fixed energy. It's like it's staying, it's hovering. We've got a heat dome over Greece, and it's going to be here for at least another couple of weeks. And yet in Europe, in Germany and in England, you've got rain, rain, rain. So we've got extremes. And yes, thank you, Sandra and Jennifer, sorry, make sure you have a plan for pets. Yes. Marianne, thank you. So I'm going to suggest, as we are here together today, and it's such an honor to be with you, and I'm so grateful to all of your messages of concern, of care. And if we can come together in a new heart energy, an energy of the connectedness of our heart. And maybe you want to think of somebody, past or present, that epitomizes to you the heart energy. And maybe you'd like to invite that energy here with us today. For example, heart-loving energy. Certainly Jesus would be a very big example of that. Maybe it's your grandmother. Maybe it's your partner. Maybe it's a child. But bring that love energy. Somebody in your life that you just love. Let's activate now this Leo new moon Lion's Gate of the power of the heart. So who is it for you? You can share if you want to share in the live chat. Who do you just love? You think of this person and you go, oh, your heart just warms. Yes, you just get all inside of you. So let's just activate that energy here together. Because we've got a, I won't say it's a clean canvas, because it obviously is not. But we can create a very strong heart intention with this powerful Lion's Gate today. Your nieces and nephew, thank you, Truth Seeker. Grandmother, spirit of compassion, your children, your dad, beautiful. Who is it? Yeah, my dad. Yeah. Maybe it's the Buddha. Maybe you want to invite the Buddha energy here. Trees, beautiful. Hare Krishna. A little dog, beautiful. Oh, definitely animals. Yes. Your life partner, Christine. Yeah. Daughters, but so, feel this whooshing of the love energy. Yeah, you think of these people and you just, your heart's just smiling. Yeah, it's got a massive smile. Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. So just feeling it's like we've got a bonfire of love, not a destructive one, but one that just spreads the flames of love. And let's set this intention here together, my beautiful soul family. That together, with clear intentions, we can reduce the intensity of the pain and the suffering that is going on our planet. We can do that. We can. This is beautiful. And the love of our soul family, absolutely, Jimmy. So I can feel it. I just feel this blossoming of this love energy. So you might want to set a new intention here. Here's my new intention, because at this, everything got shaken up. Yeah. My dear friend Ioanni, he's sadly, he lost his farm on Evia. Evia is still burning. Thank you to the firefighters who are coming to help from so many countries, the ES, the EU, the US. We're here, we've got to help one another. The heart energy, if someone else has got resources that are lying idle, that can help someone who is in trouble, that's what we've to do. So there's the animals, there's the trees, there's the people, the animals, the trees, the vegetation. Oh. So things are being burned, but what's the new shoots that together collectively, as we tune into that loving energy, do we want to create? So as I said, my intention, perhaps you will join me in this intention. And I'm so grateful to Eckhart Tolle for just listening to him in Stillness Speaks was very helpful when there was no electricity, there were no traffic lights, and you know what Greek drivers are like, but the roads were relatively quiet. Just to set an intention that I'm not going to create any more pain for myself or for others. Because my unhappiness, my negativity affects everybody and the planet. It's toxic. And what I'm noticing is that we keep being locked down. I mean, here in Greece, if it's not COVID, now we can't go out because of the smoke, the particles. Yeah, the air is toxic. You really can't go out. I mean, the beach here, it's like a morgue. And on a Sunday, it's usually buzzing with life. There's hardly anybody out. So we're being asked to go inside again, this inner work. Yeah, we're being locked in. Here we go again. So what I feel I need to do, and maybe you will join me in this, is to clean up. And maybe this is what we're being asked to do, is to clean up our inner psychic space, the pollution of the inner thoughts. Am I complaining about somebody? Am I thinking negatively about somebody? Doesn't mean that I'm not talking about the reality and the pain and the sadness of the fires and doing what we can. I'm talking about there's the inner pollution that's going on and there's the external. And as we clean up the inner, I think we'll have more creative ideas as to how we can clean up the external. and it's got to go viral. This is what we need to go viral. So what are you resonating with? Have you set an intention that no matter what, you are going to spread happiness? You're not going to spread pain. You're not going to complain. You're not going to compare yourself to others. This is a global pattern, but we're being asked to make some massive changes. This is the chaos. And in this chaos, there's a constant wake-up call. It's like there's an alarm on, or you're waiting for the alarm. And this, it's about cleansing and cleaning up the inner, that's beautiful, thank you. The inner landscape, thank you, Nancy, is mirrored in our outer environment. And it's very easy to say, oh, you know, we should be doing this and that and the other. But all the elements are activated right today. I've been studying the aspects. Once again, of course, the fire element is really strong. And the fire would rule anger, rage, fury, passion, intensity, impatience. So it's going to bring up all these emotions that need to be healed, that need healing. That's not to say you don't feel things when they come up, but that you don't hold on to anger about somebody or something that's long gone, that's long in the past, or that you share it with others and then infect and make them catch it or catch the virus. So we've got the fire going on with Sun and Moon in Leo. Then we've got Saturn in Aquarius. And Aquarius there's a coldness to Aquarius. There's a calculatedness to Aquarius. It can be quite vengeful. Yeah, can be. And Saturn in Aquarius, we're really being asked to look at, where am I being cold? Where am I turning my back on somebody or something? And the air signs generally, yeah, the air would rule COVID, the virus, the pollution in the air, the smoke, the fumes. Yeah, the air isn't clean enough for us to breathe in many places now. It was funny, you know, I looked on a map because I thought, am I getting a clear enough message? You know, where am I supposed to go? Many of you asked me, where is safe to go? Thank you, Christy. Lucy, everybody's asking you to give the thumbs up to the video as we are together. It brings more heart energy and it can increase the power of the intention that we're going to stop the suffering and the killing and the hurting on our planet and the pollution. Yeah, the monks have been praying for the planet for years, but we now have a global wake-up. Yes, CB, everything has an energetic vibration. Toxicity is negative. Raising the frequency, that's what we're about. So that's the air. Then we've got the water, the floods. This is grief, this is sadness. This is being submerged, this is the depression. But it's also life-giving. Without water, we can't last very long. We need it for our crops, our animals, our health, our well-being. And we're made up of 70% of water. And then we've got the earth energy, and the water energy is activated by the fact that we've got we've got a T-square with fire, air, and earth. Uranus in Taurus, I'm coming to him in a minute. And Scorpio is silently sitting there. Okay, there's no planets in Scorpio. No big ones anyway. But this is digging up, bringing out everything that's been corrupt, everything that's toxic, everything that needs to come out and be released. So, and then we've got the earth energy, which is our food, our homes, our money, our animals, Gaia, our earth, all this act. So everything is all the elements are being activated. And you can choose which resonance you want to activate. The minute you think of someone you love, your frequency goes up. The minute you just the second you think of that person, your frequency rises instantly. There are many frequency risers. Music, listening to somebody inspiring, looking at a tree, walking in nature if you can get out, visualizing. I've got a favorite tree. It's funny, in Wildfires in Athens, and I have to kiss that tree every time I go past it. There are many, many other trees, but this one speaks to me. So whatever speaks to you that can raise you at this time, and set an intention to have several things in your toolbox that you can use to keep you from being pulled into the negativity and the toxicity. Set the intention, you're not having it. I'm not having it. Make extra allowances for others at this time. I had people do that for me. I was so confused by the time I got into Athens with, having to leave and not knowing how it was going to be, and these smoke clouds, and you couldn't breathe very well. And I needed to buy some food. So I went into town, and I got there, and I was just in the car park and agreed a rate with the guy. I said, I'm only going to be 5 minutes. He said, okay, no worries. And I realized I've not got my purse with me. So I'm thinking, right. Now, luckily, they know me in the food store. So they let me put a basket together of things, and they delivered it the next morning. But people making allowances for people changing their minds, doing silly things, doing things you might not agree with. Just make yourself a little more flexible. With this fixed energy, it's a little bit hard. Yeah, everyone wants to be right. You shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't. Just do your best to soothe others. I've had lots of insecurities coming up over these days. I've even been questioning, I had 1 or 2 friends who were not that much in touch. And it was like, getting into this insecurity stuff. And then my lovely German friends, Angelica and Annetta, said to me, just get this, past, present, and future, we love you. And I thought that was great. So just know that past, present, and future, you are loved. So I think one of the biggest questions to ask, and what I needed to keep asking myself as this was going on, and still is, and thank you, Eckhart, for this, am I at ease right now? So you might want to ask yourself that now. See if you can come right here into this present moment. Are you at ease right now? Can you feel yourself being surrounded by the love of our solar family together? Because we're all in this soup, all of us. I need to just clarify something from the last video. Many of you said, because I said, you know, people stand up for me on buses now and they offer to help me with my bags. I just want you to know that usually I graciously accept when somebody is kindly offering me. What I was intending to communicate, and maybe it wasn't clear enough, is that there's a fine line between letting people do for you and becoming lazy and not just pushing yourself a bit more. Yes, so I've got a very difficult vacuum cleaner that's so good, it's very difficult to move, but it's got marvelous suction. Takes a lot of energy to move it. And I'm determined I can do it. I can still do it. I don't have to get somebody else to come and vacuum for me. So that's really what I was talking about, just to clarify that. So I'm reminded of the fact that things are getting worse and things are getting better at the same time. It's like we're living in parallel realities. And you can choose where you want to put your attention. There is such a rising of consciousness happening. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate that. Such a huge rising. And especially if we come together in intentional circles like this. And I'm very excited that Lynn McTaggart is going to be coming on towards the end of November. And she is a real expert in intention. And she'll be leading us through, I'm hoping, some processes together. So it's going to be very powerful. I'm just introducing us to it at this point. But yeah, this is, thank you, Truth Seeker. On the one hand, it sucks. And on the other hand, you're living your purpose more than ever before. Haley, thank you. So it's like it's a paradox. On the one hand, everything's falling apart. And on the other hand, it's a time of the most incredible opportunity where we can come together individually working on our inner psychic space, but supporting one another in that. Because Eckhart talks about you've got three choices when faced with a situation that you don't like or that's difficult. Of course, I have that right now on Going with the Fires. So number one is, if you can, you remove yourself. So I had to leave Marathona, so I left Marathona. So if you can do that, great. Maybe you're in the company of somebody who's very angry and you find that too toxic, you can't handle that. You're not immune to anger and the resonance of anger yet. So if you can remove yourself, remove yourself. Another option is, can I change it? Is there anything I can do right now? Now, sadly, I'm not a firefighter and I can't go off piloting a plane or doing something. But is there anything I can do proactively? And if there is, do it. Take the action. Maybe you need to speak or say something. I would recommend, with all these emotions right now, that you do not communicate with somebody when the emotions are very disturbed, but you wait until you maybe have a different perspective on something. For me, I had that recently in the last few days. I was very upset with somebody who had said he wasn't going to charge me for something, and then he did charge me. It was like, whoa, I had a real reaction. And then I had to reassess that. And then I looked at the bigger perspective and all the other things that he had done for me and all the kindnesses that he had done. And I just saw it from a different vantage point 24 hours later. And I was able to let it go. And the other thing you do, if you can't remove yourself and you can't change it, then you surrender and you accept it. But there's a difference between accepting it and saying, oh, bugger, it always happens to me. And why did you do this? And blaming somebody else. And just accepting and not losing your inner light. Easier said than done, I have to say. But we're setting new intentions today. So let's go for it together. We can spread the love like a wildfire. We can flood one another with so much love that you're saturated. Yeah, you're just saturated. And every time you wring yourself out, more love is just emanating out of you. So it's very real what's going on. I'm certainly not living in la la land. Oh no. But I also feel that we need to begin to develop our mind skills to work on our telepathy and to work on being able to reach one another if we don't have internet for a little while, if we don't have electricity for a little while, if we don't have the things that we've been relying on. Again, I think it's coming in waves. But why not begin to tune into one another? And you can tune into this frequency, this resonance. Thank you, so many of you who are giving right now. Thank you. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you for liking the video. Lucy's right here asking you, and so is April asking you to thumbs up, please. Thank you. So I'm just going to say, yeah, Stoyan wants to relocate to La La Land. Yeah, I can understand that. These are really, we're in the midst of the earth changes on every possible level. And whatever can be triggered in you is going to get triggered. And we have the greatest opportunity here in the midst of all this to create a new earth where we're not spending our money on creating defense and military weapons to kill one another. You don't see animals going out and getting up and deliberately going out and creating weapons of mass destruction to go and kill one another. We've got to stop the cycle of destruction. And this is why I feel, according to the aspects, according to the messages and the information that's being given to me and to others at this time, there are many who are seeing that we can see that we've got the polarities. Lucy, thank you, Jimmy. Whatever's being shared here, Lucy will share good books and all sorts of things because there's a richness of information that's coming out here. Thank you. Thank you, Janice. So I'm reminded again of The Tale of Two Cities, because boy, it's the tale of two worlds by Charles Dickens. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times. It was the age of wisdom. It was the age of foolishness. It was the epoch of belief. It was the epoch of incredulity. It was the season of light. It was the season of darkness. It was the spring of hope. It was the winter of despair. So we're getting to choose here. What are we going to choose? I'm with you. You're my tribe, you're my soul family. Let's see if we can keep raising the resonance, the frequency. Because what you think, even if you think it's one negative, just little thought, that affects all of us in one way or another. So when you begin to clean up your act, and I'm determined to do that, and boy, do I fail a lot of the time, but I'm doing my best to stay conscious and keep pushing myself to think kindly of people, to know that they're doing their best, and to know that we've got to work together. Because there are more earth changes coming. Uranus is in Taurus for another, until 2025, 26. And it is square to Saturn, building up to December the 24th, the third exact square. So heads up, prepare yourself mentally, emotionally, and physically, and psychically. And then you will be able to be an aid. You will be a help through these earth changes. You wouldn't be watching this if you weren't going to take on some kind of a leadership role, whether it be with your family, whether it be at work. But you know this is an extremely significant time. Let's set our new intention of love that is bursting through everywhere so that we cannot hurt ourselves or one another anymore. Let's burn out the old things, the old ways of doing things. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, April. Thank you, as the Greeks say, apotisvarthi tis kariasmo, from the bottom of my heart. So difficult to pronounce the Greek yet. And yet it's such a rich language. An alien in Greek is an exo-yi. Exo, out of, yi, which is the earth. Exo-yi. So I'm an exo-yini. Exo-yini, which is a female alien. So much, much, much love to you. And thank you for all of your support and love. I can feel it coming. I feel it's just whooshing all around our planet. It's amazing what we can create together. Much love to you. Thank you.